Today we are back with one of my favorite series, Why My Enemies Don't Shoot Back. You know, there are so many people out there that love to say, streamers only get bot lobbies. So today we're going to be breaking down this game right here. 23 kills in a 1.27 average KD lobby. Now, there's really 4 things that I want to pay attention to today. 4 things that I want you to get out of today's video. And the first is going to be just how important getting the first shot off is. I think a lot of you struggle to do this. And what ends up happening is because of the fast TTK, you take a plate or 2 of damage before you even realize that guy's there, and then you end up going down, losing that 50-50. Now, I paused this right here because this next sequence is going to happen super quick. The second thing is, of course, going to be execution. You have to execute in these sweaty lobbies to have success, specifically aim and movement. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit all of our shots right here, but this next play is why I had to pause it. So as we push up, watch how I strafe backwards to cover, to keep basically cover from this second enemy. We've got the live ping. I'm able to break that guy. As I go to get the thirst, notice that I'm creating separation between that second enemy in the back. That's just a little thing that you need to start thinking about and start doing is, okay, I'm not in a good spot, so I strafe back behind this wall, which gives me cover. Now I get the live ping. I'm going to go ahead and plate up and then start to re-engage this fight. Now, when we talk about getting that first shot, right, that's so crucial to success in any lobby, because at the end of the day, even in a lobby that's not as good, that could be the difference between a clean kill and taking some damage, which then messes up our pace of play. But when we talk about a sweaty lobby, getting that first shot allows us to win 50-50s. Well, how do we get that first shot? You are going to see me stay in control of a lot of these fights throughout this game. You know, 23 kills, we're able to get a lot of clean kills, and a lot of them I am in control. When I say in control, right here, I hear somebody pushing, I hear the parachute, and I immediately act on that, and then I'm able to execute, not allowing this enemy to actually shoot back at me. And you're like, well, look, Joe, I mean, he wasn't even looking at you. He was on the buy station. Yeah, but those are the kills that you need to start finding. Those ones right there, you execute. You don't let that enemy get away. Now, the last one, actually, let's save the last one. Real quick, by the way, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you are looking to get better at Rebirth, make sure you are subscribed. I'm a 4KD player, and I do videos every single day just trying to help you improve. Tip videos, gameplay breakdowns, basically anything that I can think of that will help you become a better player. That's what I look to do videos on, so make sure you are subscribed. Now, we're going to go ahead, and we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep anticipating. Notice right here, why do I drop down? The moment I don't get it down right here, we obviously break one. That guy's a bullet. I just don't really have an advantage at this point. They're playing this nasty heady right here. If a guy is on this, you are in a very, very difficult spot because you can literally only see that guy's head. They can see everything. So I'm going to go ahead and reposition. Now, when we talk about keeping control, we're talking about anticipating. We're talking about repositioning throughout gunfights. We're talking about information and all of these different things that allow me to keep pushing. Notice how I keep pushing right here, trying to see what I can find. I hear him. And throughout this whole entire time, if there's somebody there, I'm ready for that enemy. I'm ready to execute based on that. And this is, I love this play, by the way. When we talk about, you know, staying in control, we're able to get this down in thirst. And watch me just bait this guy. Look at the mini map. Watch the way he's moving, right? Notice he's pushing right to me. And I literally say this as I'm in the live stream, is I'm going to anticipate around this corner and just chow this guy. Boom. That's a very obvious situation that you need to start to recognize no matter what the lobby that you are in is. And notice those players probably aren't as good, but you're going to see me come across a 4KD player, 2KD player, bunch of 1.5KD players. Like, we just haven't run into them just yet, which is part of any sweaty lobby. You're going to have players that are really good. You're going to have players who aren't as good. Also, for the other people, I just want to say one thing. You know, for the people that love to say, and we're going to get loadout down right here, you know, my lobbies are always filled with sweats. To a certain extent, like, I am that sweat that's generally in your lobby that is like slide canceling, jump peeking, bunny hopping, you know, running circles, right? Like, whatever it may be, I'm generally that person. So the last thing that I want to talk about here, and you see it right now, we're going to actually take out a 4KD player in a second. So I want to really address this is, loadout is crucial. If you've caught me on a live stream, you know there are certain times throughout games, especially these super sweaty lobbies where we start talking about 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, where it's so hard to get loadout, so hard to actually regain. And that's when you end up in the blender. So loadout is just absolutely crucial for success. It gives you an advantage TTK-wise, and you got to find a way to keep that loadout as much as possible, whether it's getting multiple loadouts up, whether it's really making sure that you can rotate over, whatever it may be, you got to be able to do that. So we're going to go ahead. Notice I don't get the first shot right here, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and use my movement. This is where we talk about the execution component to be able to get out of this bad situation. So we're gonna go ahead and hit play right here. Notice that we both challenge each other. Throwing knife off the wall, bang, hit it exactly how I wanted to. But what ends up happening is I go to break the line of sight, right? Setting up that re-challenge. I re-challenge right into him. Now notice that he's aiming to my left. As I jump backwards, I missed it. Let's go ahead and play it again. As I jump backwards, he's going to be aiming to my right. So this is where, because of this quick movement right here, notice which way he's shooting now, because I was so quick to push and then I went backwards. Now, all of a sudden, that creates a window. He's got a slight advantage here when we talk about the health bar. He's probably got 25, maybe 50 health advantage right here. We're going to challenge each other. I'm able to execute, but that kills one thing. Watch this kill on a 2 KD player. I'm just going to let it play. That's a 2 KD player right there. So when we talk about this, watch the movement. And this is a very simple movement. This is a slide. Actually, no, I just jumped to the right. This is just the jump strafe. I didn't even slide cancel or anything. This is just having to make a move. You know, hip firing right there, and you see just how that execution, and kind of what happens when you don't get that first shot. So when we pull this all the way back here, watch how, because I don't get this first shot here, this is what actually puts me in a bad spot for this second guy to really have to make a play. How many times are you in a situation where if you had just gotten a clean kill, you could challenge that next enemy, but you end up going down or having to make a play like that because you don't get a clean kill? So that's when we start talking about clean kills. It's kind of that after effect of what happens after we don't get it. Now, I missed that opportunity right there. That's a really tough situation because I needed to get that down. We're going to go ahead. We get the down right there. Second guy, teammate gets me all the way back, but I've got self-revive, so I'm okay. We've got 6 kills. We've got 7 other teams still alive. TCap's going to immediately trade with me. Just something you can do with teammates if you aren't solo splitting as much, or maybe you're close to your teammates. As soon as TCap pushes around that corner, which he is right now, what they're going to expect is him to be very low health. They're going to expect him to be me and basically be a bullet. And when, you know, he's not, then they're going to be in a tough spot. I don't know if he ends up getting it down or if he gets cooked. Yeah, now we challenge up top. By the way, we're going to run into these sweats again, these 4 and 2 KD players here in a second. We're going to talk specifically about, okay, you know, what adjustment do they make that either benefits them or does not benefit them? I'll give you a hint, it benefits them and I end up getting killed by them, but we'll talk about why. So we're going to go ahead and challenge this way. We get the down, we get the thirst. TCap gets the information right there. 7 kills, we got 7 other teams. I push up right here, and one of the biggest things when it comes to execution, this is why I love Combat Scout, even in sweaty lobbies, is as I tag, I get the live ping, so I know exactly where this guy is, right? So I know exactly where he is. We talk about getting a clean kill. I'm able to easily get that down. And now we're going to reposition basically his teammates over to my left. So kind of in a weird spot. I do want that thirst for information, and to make sure he doesn't have self, but I got to be really careful because that teammate's right there. Now, as soon as we're replated, what do? We get back into this fight. We keep control. This is what a lot of you struggle with. I know where these teammates are. I get the live pings. So as soon as I'm plated up, and notice I'm repositioning to get to a spot where now I can go challenge again. I center around the corner, trying to see what I can find. I push up top, don't see anything right there. So we're gonna go in and just keep anticipating, keep centering, keep running around. And when I'm running around here, I think this is one thing where a lot of you don't know what to do. All I'm doing is clearing areas. Is he around this corner? Right? So I get plated. Is he around this corner right here? No. Okay, let's keep moving. Is he up top here? No. Okay, let's go push through the door. Is he through the door? No, I don't see him. Okay, let's keep pushing to lobby now because I know there's people fighting in here just based on audio. So are there people fighting? Okay, I see one right there. Now watch, this is this super sweat squad. This is what happens. This is what ends up happening when you give them an opportunity. Here's the 4. One of these is the 4 KD player, and one of these is the 2 KD player. And this is what ends up happening. Because we lost control of that fight, because now they are the ones being aggressive. This guy is basically shooting over at Laz. This guy is shooting me. So now we're in a really bad spot. I try to go for the re-challenge. I thought I actually got around him, but the kill cam showed otherwise. Super unfortunate. Now, when we talk about loadout, right? Because I'm able to fly back in on loadout, no concerns right now. I'm back in control. I need 1 plate, but as you improve as a player, you're going to feel more confident challenging in these situations. Now, once again, we're going to talk about this. And a lot of you, there's definitely people out there that are like, Joe, those players just aren't as good, and those players aren't that good. And that's part of it. Like I said, that's part of a sweaty lobby. But would you be able to get out of this situation that I'm about to put myself in? We're going to go ahead and push up. We're going to get the down right there. So far, I've got 2 downed, 1 self-revive based on audio. I've got half health here, 75. Now we're immediately going to go challenge this way. You can kind of see the fact that he misses shots to my left because of that slide cancel. Because of this slide cancel right here, right there, you can see that he's slightly missing shots to my left, which allows me to get the down there. I get the thirst on 1, I get the thirst on 2, and then I barely get the re-knock right there on the guy that's a bullet. So, you know, right there, you kind of see that execution a little bit, and I'm not saying that you're ready to be able to make those plays, but you kind of see where aim and movement really help me out. When it comes to aim and movement, warm-up video, as always, on how to improve is down in the comments below for you. I'll definitely leave that, or if you want, go check it out after this. But a lot of that movement is just repetition, getting that feeling, having confidence that you can make those moves in the situations without even thinking about it. That slide cancel jump move that I do that you see all the time, those slide cancels, this centering, to be honest with you, and anticipation is so second nature to me just because of the repetition. Now I hear this guy right behind me, so you're gonna see me just kind of wait, and look what happens when you get caught not anticipating. All he had to do, and you see this, I'm gonna pull this back again. Watch how I slide cancel around every corner, every single corner, right? So every single corner, my crosshairs are pretty much out unless I'm switching guns right there. But for the most part, they are, whereas this guy gets caught in attack sprint. Why slide canceling around corners is so important is it just prevents not even a situation, that guy probably doesn't win that gunfight either way, but at the end of the day, it at least gives you, it allows you to get your crosshairs out, which at least gives you a fighting chance if you don't get that first shot off. I'm not saying you gotta like hyper anticipate with intent around every single corner. Sometimes it's just about getting your crosshairs out, and if somebody is there, then you can react. Now I get spotted, not totally sure where from. I hear people shooting above me, so let's go ahead and go challenge right here. I hear him over to my right. We get the weapon pings, so I'm gonna go ahead and act on weapon pings, but first I hear audio from this guy right here. You can hear the door open. Did I hear it earlier? I think I heard it earlier. There's the door. So there's the door right there. So I just try to wait for him to commit. Notice the centering around the corner. I'm able to get that first shot, and he's not able to shoot back. So what does that mean? Quick reload. We immediately start pushing these two teams over here. I know I'm going into a third party. We're able to get that down right there. One rezzing over to my right. Right there's the hipfire PPSH, and notice just a little bit of movement. Just give me a little bit of the strafing, makes me a harder target to hit. You can see it. I mean, you guys, you can see the strafing and how this is the number one thing. 2 things I want you to work on from this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. 2 things. I want you to work on getting the first shot, which is anticipation. I want you to work on strafing. Watch what strafing does right here. Misses to my left, misses to my right, misses to my left. There's the I'm able to get the down. I should not win that gunfight. I don't have the advantage there because of the hipfire. I can still hit shots, but I'm not hitting high damage areas. But because of that strafing, because he misses shots, keep in mind, aim allows us to get a faster TTK. Movement allows us to take less damage. Now, that less damage might be either winning a gunfight, it might be getting a clean kill. It could be any of those, but at the end of the day, movement is crucial. Now we talk about playing smart. Slow down a little bit. 15 kills, 4 other teams. Super passionate about today's video, as you can tell. I'm passionate just about helping you improve. What we're going to talk about here is playing smart. What are the odds that I win this situation? There's 2 riot shielders. You know they've got stuns. By the way, one of these is a 1 KD player, one of these is a 1.5 KD player. So I don't know if they're experienced riot shielders or what, but they're decent players. Restock stuns probably. They could have collie sticks. They could have a gun. Like, who knows? What are the chances of me winning this fight? If I can get a knock, I'm going to take it. But I can't. Like, I'm not going to go fight that. I'm just going to go play smart. Focus on the weapon pings that are backside this way, which is another thing that I really want you to focus on, is pushing weapon pings. I hear people over this way. And watch how I play this situation. I get caught in a little bit of a weird spot right here. We're going to fry this guy out of the sky here with the Farah. By the way, Farah's okay. Definitely not my favorite. I love the Cooper Carbine. The Automaton's really good. You know, the M13's really good. Farah's good, but not my favorite. Now we have UAV. So UAV changes this whole dynamic because I know exactly what level people are on. So we're going to go ahead and challenge the Snoop skin to the right. And not only do I see him right here, let me see when I check minimap for you. Oh, I just saw that guy. Okay, I wasn't totally sure if I saw him on minimap or I saw basically saw him actually run in front of me. I saw him on minimap. Now right here, we don't panic. We're just gonna slow down. This is an aggressive play right here for sure. I'm gonna go challenge this guy simply because gas is moving. But watch how once again we talk about that anticipation, that first shot, the slide cancel around the corner. There's the jump around the corner, right? Because I gotta push out a little bit further. I'm able to, you know, anticipate here. I hit all of my shots. I do not take a single bullet from that enemy. Now, part of that's the PPSH TTK. The PPSH TTK is absolutely insane right now. But at the end of the day, I can play a little bit more aggressive there because of my anticipation and execution. That guy can't do anything about that. Now, the last one's right above here. We're going to try to see what we can find. We execute. There's the team wipe. 19 kills, 2 other teams. Now, as we're pushing up, we're going to get the sniper glint. Boom, sniper glint right in front of me. So we're going to duck out of the way. And we actually are going to challenge. Now, I challenge this because I need to push up, right? If I don't tag him at all, there's no way that he's going to stop looking at me. So I got to tag him a little bit. Now's my window of opportunity to go push in to Chem right here and get to a better position where we can start to challenge them. Now, look, this is going to happen when we talk about staying in control of fights, and understand that so much of that is based on information. So much of that is based on knowing exactly where people are and then being able to anticipate off that and whatnot. So what ends up happening, I get shot in the back. Why? We didn't have any information up. This guy's just sitting in that corner. There's not a whole lot we can do. Thankfully, TCAP buys me back. What do? Notice our cash flow. We had really good cash flow, so I can immediately buy Laz back right here. Now, all of a sudden, we're full strength. We've got this was quads, so I've got 19 kills. I don't know if this is a 3v3v3. This could be a 3v4v2. We're not totally sure. We got to expect both situations. Now, we're going to go ahead and push over. I want you to, once again, pay attention to the strafing, right? 2 things that I really want you to work on from this video. You know, getting that first shot off and strafing. You see it again right there. Now, we notice that we're in a bad spot. We've got 1 on my level. We're shutting those doors, just make it a little bit harder for them to push me. They can't really see me. They have to break through that door, which gives me an opportunity to make a move if I need to. We're about to face the riot shooters, by the way. It's about to get spicy. We got bounty above just for cash flow purposes. Let's go ahead and use the stims. Trying to see what I can find. Not totally sure just yet. We're clearing. There's up top. Right there. Oh, here we go. And we're just going to keep jumping behind them. We're going to be able to get that. There's both of those guys. We get the down and thirst. But Laz goes down right here. Now, Laz, we're not going to oversell for the thirst here. We've got some information. This is a 3v1v1 at this point, and we know exactly where they are. TCAP's going to take care of the first guy. He takes a little bit of damage. We're not going to rush for the revive, especially knowing that we have the information that we do. We know that they're above, right? So one of them is going to be over at this shack, and one of them is going to be basically the guy that TCAP down. So we're able to get Laz up. We duck behind cover. There's 23. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this last guy. We're just going to, TCAP and I are going to pinch him. There's 23. So I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.